Hi everybody, today Aurora Talentum 40 karat gold extra fine nib, cartridge loading converter, hood screw. The Aurora Talentum is an important and solid fountain pen, massive and very classic in shape, but with a personality of its own that make it immediately recognizable in the range of the Turin brand. The chromed caseback, the ring on the hood and the chromed top from which the clips start break into two parts in the name of elegance. This fountain pen shares the 40 karat gold nib with the most interesting pens of the house. It is in fact a very tested nib that offers its best in the fine and extra fine grades. The filling of the pen is cartridge or converter, supplied with a pen very well finished and undoubtedly at a level like the finishes of the fountain pen. The Talentum is an Aurora pen in all respects, and we find its character and writing pleasure also on this model. Sobriety and elegance in the first place, but without a shadow of a doubt, the quality of the 40 karat nib that on the Spaceman in my possession, it is an extra fine gradation. It seems to have its own sounds and smoothness. Anyone who has tried writing with an Aurora nibs know what I'm talking about. In fact, it is not easy to describe with words, and it could seem almost a contradiction. The nib is very smooth and perfectly tanned, and rubs on the paper, giving the feeling that immerses us perfectly in the action of writing. An Aurora nib is a must-try for any true fountain pen enthusiast. The Talentum under test is an extra fine EF stroke that surprised me in no uncertain terms. It could rival a Japanese nib in terms of the flow, regularity, and for the thin strokes that blows. You can see in the video review how perfect the nib is and how it is be able to leave a constant mark without an uncertainty or a failure along the writing path. In particular, I loaded the converter with an Aurora Blue. This is the brand, in addition to being a nice strong blue, as the general characteristic of narrowing the stroke of the nibs. The result is excellent. The pen, although quite massive, can be carried very lightly, and the paper follows the movement imparted by the fingers, giving confidence and security. Undoubtedly, it is an important fountain pen, but also a travel companion for every day, with which to write even in the confined space of a small notebook or notepad, thanks to a super thin nib that is always ready and generous. Overall rating, I think, is a 9 to 10, beautiful like all Aurora fountain pens. The nib is rather rigid, but I not see it as a defect. But on the contrary, this fact allows it to be even more precise by leaving a much more personal feedback than Oriental nibs. Changing the ink and loading a diamond grape ink, things change a bit. While the Aurora ink make everything very smooth, but sometimes leave the nib facing the paper by itself, the diamond ink lubricated better and creates a film between the nib tip and the paper. And as you can see from the video, the line acquires consistency and thickness. This doesn't mean that it becomes a fine stroke rather than an extra fine one, just that it takes more body and becomes more readable too. I love it so much. So, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, because your click is the only way I can understand the liking of foreign friends and enthusiasts. Unfortunately, it takes me twice as long to write reviews in English. I know they there are subtitles automatically generated by YouTube, I know, but they only serve to give an idea what I'm talking about and not very understandable. So if you find the reviews and tests in English useful, I ask you to subscribe to the channel. If I see the number of subscribers outside Italy grow, I will understand that it's right to continue giving my time to reviews in English too. Otherwise, I'm sorry, but I will use my little time only for those in Italian. I hope that you can understand me. Sincerely, Marco Chiari. Thank you all, and now let's get started.